Having multiple playable characters is a gaming tradition that goes all the way back to the very beginning of video games. The one on the left is gruff, disillusioned tennis star Laszlo Power Smash Murphy, and the one on the right is Edelweiss Scattergun, the mercurial European wunderkind with everything to prove. It's all there in the manual, folks. What's considerably rarer, however, is the game forcing you into situations where two of your beloved playable characters that you've spent hours controlling, getting to know, and becoming fond of have to fight each other, often to the death. Wow, game. Very cool. Here are 7 times games forced you to fight and or kill your beloved player characters. Beware spoilers for the following.
The great-granddaddy of side-scrolling beat-em-ups, 1987's Double Dragon tells the story of Billy and Jimmy Lee, who hit the streets to rescue their friend Marion after she is kidnapped while they stand in an adjacent garage doing nothing. Despite not being bothered enough to stop it happening in the first place, Billy and Jimmy go through hell to get Marion back, fighting the nefarious Black Warriors gang through the city streets, industrial district, a nearby forest, and then finally the Black Warriors hideout, where the brothers face off against the gang's leader, Machine Gun Willie, who is also carrying a machine gun. Double threat. As you can imagine, defeating someone who brought a machine gun to a fistfight is a tall order, but manage it and finally Billy and Jimmy, beloved brothers in arms and also literal brothers, are victorious, their bond strengthened by the trials they have just gone through. Oh no wait, they're fighting each other now. Why? Well, the game did say let's fight, so be rude not to, I guess. And so what follows is a head-to-head, brother vs brother, red vs blue throwdown. Each player's health is topped up, their extra lives are taken away, and the last one standing is the winner, who claims both a smooch from Marion and the opportunity to start organising their brother's funeral, I assume. That's going to be an awkward phone call to Mum.
Stop the car and let's talk this through. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing.
The right thing, huh? The only right thing here is me pointing the gun right at your face, so shut up!
A Way Out is a cooperative game in which you and a friend play as Vincent and Leo. 2 convicts who escape from prison together and travel to Mexico to kill a crime lord, stopping only to play Connect 4 and muck around on wheelchairs and form a banjo/piano jam band together.
That's good, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, come on, Vincent.
We'll get to the crime lord eventually, I swear. The point is, through their adventures, Vincent and Leo form an unbreakable bond, and are solid bros who have each other's backs no matter what.
We gotta get out of here!
This is why it comes as such a shock when you return from Mexico after killing the crime lord and don't take your jam band on a tour of medium-sized live music venues throughout the Southwest, but instead it turns out that Vincent is a cop and he's going to arrest Leo now.
Here you go. Good job, Vincent.
I'm sorry, Leo.
Say psych right now, Vincent, I swear to God. What follows is the most upsetting face-off since the movie Face Off, as all of a sudden you and your beloved co-op partner are thrown into opposition with each other in a grim deathmatch that only one of you can walk away from.
Damn it.
Eventually you wind up in a final showdown on a rain-slicked rooftop, and whichever one of you is first to get to the one gun is given a prompt to raise the gun and kill their former co-op comrade. And sure, these guys have done some bad stuff, but is any of that really deserving of a death sentence? I mean, maybe the facial hair, it's an edge case. If you're thinking that this needed to happen because of the story, then think again, because there was literally no reason for Vincent to reveal that he was an undercover cop in front of Leo, when the cops could have just kept up the charade long enough to have them both be arrested and separated, with Leo none the wiser.
Look, I know you're angry.
Angry? You haven't seen me angry yet, you backstabbing pig!
Anyway, if you want to finish the game, you've got to go through with it, which is tragic, but at least there is one positive. Leo does turn his life around, as well as his facial hair situation. So at least some good came out of this.
Hey, when we give you the word, you're gonna do this thing. Man, get Michael to do it. Me and Trevor cool, dawg.
Michael can't do it. Trevor won't let him near.
That's why it's up to you, homie.
In a first for the series, Grand Theft Auto V had you playing as 3 different characters that it let you switch between at will. There was World Weary put upon Michael.
And you're plainly addicted to chaos.
Well, I'm not sure that's true, Doc.
Ambitious hustler trying to make a name for himself, Franklin.
I thought we was trying to get out of this bullshit.
And Trevor. He's there to make the wild open-world rampages seem less out of character. While the relationship between these 3 isn't always smooth sailing, mostly thanks to Michael's deceptiveness and Trevor's Trevorness, these 3's relationship is at the heart of GTA 5's story, and their shared sense of camaraderie as they pull off bigger and more daring heists leads to you feeling a genuine sense of fondness for these criminal weirdos.
I'm new in town, I'm making friends, alright? A lot of friends. I mean, things could get really messy.
So it's something of a bummer when you get to the end of the game and Rockstar reveals that you, playing as Franklin, are going to kill one of them, and it's up to you to decide which one. On the Trevor side, it's the game's equivalent of the FBI who want him dead.
Hey, when the timing's right, you're gonna take old Trevor and put him out to pasture, homie.
While Michael is in the sights of billionaire venture capitalist Devin Weston.
The feds, man. The feds have told me to kill Trevor, and I obviously can't kill them both.
And you have to make a choice. There is a third option titled Death Wish with no further information as to what that entails, so thinking about it logically, that would presumably mean Franklin is the one who dies. Not a great bunch of options, GTA 5. Pick either of the first 2 options and you're going to have a bad time. Choose Trevor and you have to betray him to his face, take part in a wild car chase, and then, after an assist from Michael leaves him laying stricken in a pool of gasoline, light him on fire and watch him burn to death. Choose Michael and you have to listen to him take a call from his wife about how their daughter has got into college.
Tracy. College? Our Tracy.
Watch him give a little speech about how great his life is and how he turned things around with the help of his best friend, you.
Man, I don't know what I did to deserve this motherfucking luck. Got my kids back, my wife, got a job that I love. I mean, I made it. We made it. You and me, bro.
And then brutally throw him off a tower to his death below. Turns out the correct option is to pick Death Wish, in which all 3 of the playable characters team up to kill all their enemies in a super cool coordinated attack that leaves all of them alive and talking about how they'll be friends forever.
Now we keep a low profile and get on with our lives.
As friends.
Well, do I have a choice?
No, not really.
All right, then. As, flawed, awful, totally uncomfortable, and poorly matched friends.
I don't know, I feel like the name Death Wish is a little misleading, GTA 5. How about Friendship? Or The Good Ending? That'd work.
I have to repair him. Hod, get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines. Then access the—
Inadvisable. The subject's vital signs are too poor to attempt field repair.
Shut up! Just do what I say!
Nier Automata is an action RPG about a robot lingerie model and a robot child beating up actual robots, with each taking turns at being the playable character at different points in the game.
Here they come. Better keep your guard up.
I'm aware of how to fight.
At the same time, Nier Automata is also a philosophical treatise about existential despair and the meaninglessness of existence. It's the game Nietzsche would have made if he'd had access to Crunchyroll. If existence does have any meaning for the Android boy 9S, it is apparently to suffer a lot, what with being variously infected with logic viruses, captured by the enemy, and driven to madness on top of the everyday melancholy of living in an existential void.
It's okay. I can always reload my backup data from the bunker.
But you'll lose you, the you that exists at this very moment.
Guess so.
9S's difficult journey makes this climactic battle at the end of the game all the more poignant. When stuff gets a bit much for him, and for complicated story reasons, he challenges A2 to a fight to the death.
Proposal: cease combat. Fighting her at this point would be
Pod
irrational.
153. I order you to halt all logical thought and speech. This order shall remain in effect until you confirm the death of either myself or Unit A2.
At this point, you're given the option to fight as either A2 against 9S or 9S against A2. Either option is a harrowing experience, given poor 9S's descent into violent nihilism.
Sacrificial lambs. All of us. Isn't that hilarious? Doesn't it make you laugh?
Although the harrowing is occasionally broken up with a bit of geometry wars, so that's nice. If you selected to play as A2, then when you reluctantly triumph over 9S, you chop his arm off. And if you selected to play as 9S, on the other hand, hoping for an outcome where your boy doesn't get brutalised, you will be sorely disappointed when after you deal the death blow to A2, he gets skewered, falling on her sword. This tends to prove the theory. Oh, he's still going. Let's give him a minute. There you go. This tends to prove the theory that suffering is 9S's whole deal. And maybe you shouldn't program androids to feel pain. Just a thought.
Obi-Wan said you had turned to the dark side?
I have brought peace to the Republic. Together, you and I can rule the galaxy.
Obi-Wan was right. You've changed.
As far as Star Wars duels go, they don't come much more tragic than the one between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. Who doesn't remember the iconic standoff between Obi-Wan and his former Padawan on the volcanic hell world of Mustafar? No one is who. But surprisingly few people remember the bit where, having begun the fateful lightsaber duel, Anakin Skywalker retreats from his once trusted friend through a series of blast doors and waits while Obi-Wan and C-3PO solved environmental puzzles to chase after him and resume the fight. Also interesting is how the cinematic cut of Revenge of the Sith left out so much of the action platforming Obi-Wan Kenobi did to catch up with his fallen student. The LEGO Star Wars game addresses this shortcoming of the cinematic release by serving up a complete, unabridged version of the Lava World confrontation.
Anakin, don't do this! I can't watch.
And it's even more heartbreaking here on account of how you've been playing as both Obi-Wan and Anakin in the preceding hours, experiencing this complex, morally challenging galaxy as each of these characters in turn.
Is it much farther, Master?
Is mine and Padme's company boring you already, my Padawan?
Such is the power of interactive entertainment that by the time you're on Mustafar facing Anakin on a lava bank, you almost can't bring yourself to chop off his remaining arm and walk away.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
You were like a brother to him, Anakin! He loved you!
I've been looking for a long time even. Looking for a father that would be able to do what mine could not do. Sacrifice himself in order to save his son.
In Heavy Rain, David Cage's interactive crime thriller / shouting simulator,
Jason! Jason!
You play as 4 different characters throughout the game. Bereaved father and shouter Ethan Mars, FBI agent Norman Jayden, photojournalist Madison Page, and private detective Scott Shelby.
My name's Scott Shelby. I'm a private detective. I'm investigating the case of the origami killer.
None of the characters are what you'd call particularly likeable, but spend enough time playing as any character and you're bound to feel a bit of affinity with them. Which is why it's something of a rug pull when you discover that the child-murdering, origami-making serial killer at the centre of the plot was you all along. Or rather, it was Scott Shelby, who you have been intermittently playing for hours, and who has been sneaking off to drown children when you're not looking, even though you've been reading his thoughts and controlling his actions for the past several hours. At one point, he even dashes off to do a murder while you're controlling him during a cutscene.
Hello?
Manfred!
Hello? Your call is logged, sir. A police car will be there in a few minutes. I need to know who you are, sir. Sir? Hello?
Scott's story is a tragic one, of course, but he is also now the main antagonist of the game, and as such needs to be stopped, which, in the game's best ending, you achieve by fighting him on an industrial conveyor belt as Jayden. Before knocking him into a big industrial garbage crusher where he is crushed to death. Yes, this is the game's happy ending. Honestly, you should see the others.
この4人が本気で戦えば皆無傷ってわけにはいかないでしょう。最悪全員相打ち。黒幕の計画通り殺し合うことになってしまうかもしれない。でもこの中の誰か一人が生き残ればその男は黒幕の正体を知ることができる。
Yakuza 5 has 5 different playable characters, 4 of whom aren't aspiring pop idols. Could easily have made this the whole game, guys, just saying. Most of the time you'll be controlling either series mainstay Kazuma Kiryu or burly parkour enthusiast Tiger Saejima, both of whom are utterly terrifying in a fight, as evidenced by Kiryu's entire deal across all the Yakuza games, and the fact that earlier in this game, Saejima had and won a fistfight with a bear. Towards the end of the game, the principal players in the plot, including Kiryu and Saejima, are gathered together on a rooftop helipad for convoluted reasons I won't go into here, the upshot of which is that they all have to fight each other to draw out their true enemy, which means we get to watch 4 separate instances of people removing all the clothes from their upper body in a single movement. It's harder than it looks. First up, you fight this guy while playing as Kiryu, then you fight this guy while playing as Saejima. And then finally, Kiryu and Saejima have to face off against each other, and the game makes you pick which one you want to control, meaning you have to decide which of your beloved player characters' heads you're going to spend the next 5 minutes kicking in. Thankfully, Yakuza 5 does go a little easy on you here, because when you deplete whichever character you're not controlling's health bar, it switches into a cutscene where they punch each other in the face at the same time and collapse exhausted. Thanks, Yakuza 5, that was surprisingly kind of you. I thought you might have them both get shot or something. Oh, alright, never mind.
So those are the games that made you fight or kill actual playable characters. What gives? What's with that? Seems...
Must we fight now, Luke?
Must we fight? You've been playing as me and Andy through this whole video. And now must we fight? Oh no, he's coming in to fight.
He's coming to punch him. Is that what you want?
Do you want to see my head punched clean off? Well, in one of these videos, it is. These are other list videos. Which one is my head punched clean off in? You'll have to watch both to be sure, I suppose. Nice. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this, and if you want to support what we do, then you can go to patreon.com/oxclub to check out more benefits. There's a cool Discord and all sorts. All right, thanks for watching. Goodbye.